What's going down? It's your boy YTC. Back with another video. Whew, we're done with we're done with free agency, and we're done with the draft. More importantly, the draft. And yeah, we finally did it. We got our draft picks. We got our undrafted free agency signings, which I want to discuss. In this draft review, recap and whatnot. I can't wait to see these guys. On the field. Whoever makes the roster, the final 53. I cannot wait to see them play. But yeah, let's get to the drafts. One thing for sure, we definitely needed corners, offensive line, wide receiver, and I'm going to go by them 1v1 because Joe impressed me. He impressed a lot of this fan base. I questioned Joe a lot of times. We were calling him Sleepy Joe. We were questioning his situation with Daniel Jones. People were questioning his contract, and people were questioning people are still questioning with Dexter Lawrence and Saquon Barkley, Joe Shane's work ethic as a GM. But he really proved me wrong. He has me fully on board after what he did, basically. He's proven himself in my eyes, at least. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak on their behalf, but he's proven themselves in my eyes, in my opinion. He really outdid himself in this draft, and I'm very, very grateful for what he did. Hopefully this all pans out, but yeah, first pick of the draft. Let's get to the draft. So we got, I wanted Jordan Addison, but unfortunately, those wide receivers from 20 to 24, they all started going back to back. Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN, Jordan Addison, Say Flowers, Quentin Johnston. Yeah, those guys were flying like leaves off on the tree for wide receivers. They were falling off like crazy. I thought I was this convinced we were gonna get one of those guys, but that didn't happen. I was kind of slightly pissed. I would be lying if I said I wasn't. But yeah, we needed a corner afterwards. That was one of our needs, so I'm glad we addressed it instead of going another position and taking an offensive lineman that early. When I'm gonna get to that side of things, but yeah, Joe really outdid himself. So the first corner we took was Deonte Banks out of Maryland, the 6 foot 6 foot guy. Very ideal, built for a corner in the outside in today's NFL. But yeah, man, my buddy John really gave me a good analysis. He gave me a lot of insight on this guy. He definitely is a ball hawk. He'll stick on a corner, but he has to learn to basically adjust to the NFL because a lot of what he's doing in the holding in college is not going to fly, and a lot of it gets called for PI. So I'm definitely going to be intrigued to see how he pans out. For me, it's an A- signing. A- on pickup. I really like the draft pick. It's a lot of untapped potential coming into this off defense for Wink Martindale. You could tell with Wink when he was ecstatic to bring him in. Anyways, the second pick. So on the 57 mark, we took the best offensive lineman in my opinion, and my buddy John's opinion, and John Michael Schmitz. I'm surprised he fell that far because I thought the Jets were gonna get him, but they took Joe Tippmann. But I figured he would have went to a team like the Jets or the Colts who needed offensive linemen, but we got lucky enough to snag him, and I did want a wide receiver. I did want a Jonathan Mingo out this round, but I'm glad we got him. Really, looking back at it, because we did need a starting center because of Nick Gates leaving to the Commanders and John Feliciano going to the 49ers. So we did need a starting center. That JC Housing guy is probably a depth piece, but really, he's not a long-term solution. Really, he's more of a depth. But anyways, the pick overall, I really like the pick. We got a very strong, sturdy guy that's an ideal center for today's NFL. Definitely, we do need a long-term guy at the middle because having a good center dictates the passing and run game practically, and also is like the quarterback of the offensive line, able to call audibles, blitz changes and whatnot, all that other stuff they're able to point out on the defense, to get warn the offensive line and warn the skill positions and whatnot. Definitely, we need a long-term center, and I'm glad we got him with John Michael Schmitz or JMS. Anyways, the third pick now. It was we traded up to 73, I believe. Yeah, we did. And man, I was ecstatic. I'm gonna maybe the draft reaction video is up now or not as of this recording, but you go ahead and check it out. You'll see how ecstatic I was with the pick. I really flipped out on that pick, man. Not in a bad way, but in a jumpy, positive way, man. I loved it so much, really. That guy really reminds me of a Deshaun Jackson, Mike Wallace. Like the CEO said, I could see a lot of Mike Wallace in him, to be honest, in terms of how he runs the deep ball. So yeah, a lot of potential there. I mean, I understand he has his route running concerns, and whatnot, but I believe that's what coaching's coaching's for. That's what the job of coaching is, to coach you up to, get you up to NFL speed and, be able to route run like an NFL Pro Bowler or professional wide receiver in the league. Yeah, I have a lot of things to say on it, about this kid. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. But yeah, hopefully he's our number one by the end of the season. Right now, the number one I expect to be Darren Waller, but I think he'll be a solid number 3 option right next to whoever plays the number 2 role with Campbell or Hodgins. But yeah, I love the picks. I really liked it. I gave the John Michael Schmitz pick an A. I think I gave the Hyatt a B+. I got to see a bit more before I can, give him a fully A- minus or whatnot or further. Depends on what happens this year. But yeah, I love the pick. So we didn't have a 4th round pick because we used that to trade up to get Hyatt. So we went to the 5th round. We got that running back from Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. Eric Gray. So my buddy RJ, who's a huge Oklahoma fan. I mean, I'm a casual fan myself, but I got recently into it. But he told me he watches. This guy's really nice. He's a true top tier running back that could potentially on the right team run really well. I don't know what his player comp is. I didn't do too much on it. Besides what looking on draft night. Watching his film. I mean, I'll have to see more really. With Eric Gray as time progresses. I will have a lot of time in the offseason to do so. But yeah, really good pickup. We needed that number 2 spot because Matt Breida was in the long term because of how injured he really gets, and he's not a true inside running back that can get cut in for like 5 to 10 yards. To pick you, to go straight through defenders. He's not that type of guy really. Compared to Matt Breida, who's more of a receiving type in my eyes. But anyways, so I think we went to the 6th round. We picked up Trey Hawkins. We picked up on a corner. Not much to say here. I haven't really seen much, but I usually don't grade till past day 3. That's not my thing really. Only from rounds 1 through 3 I can potentially grade. After that, I really can't go afterwards really. But anyways, yeah, it's another depth piece in my eyes, unless he proves otherwise and rises in the ranks of the offense, but defense actually. But it's another corner depth we needed, so really good pickup in my eyes. So yeah, and then in the 7th round we had 2 picks. We picked up that defensive tackle Jordan Riley. We wanted from Oregon. We wanted more bodies in that defensive tackle position. Joe Schoen said it in many press conferences that he didn't like the depth we had coming into this year. So that's why I got guys like Robinson, Nunez, and we have Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is about to get a payday, and plus those guys we signed are old farts, that are, they're not going to be here. They're not long-term solutions, and Leonard Williams is going to be gone after this year in my eyes because that money we gave him, 32 under Gettleman, it's not going to fly, moving forward. So I expect a lot of change to be done there, and I guess that's him moving on and getting a future depth piece for our team or a potential starter, who knows. But yeah, and our final pick was Gervarius Owens, safety from Houston. Really, I couldn't say much. Really, we added more depth. I could expect them to see more playing time because we were very paper thin at the safety depth. Really, after we got rid of Julian Love and we got rid of Landon Collins not coming back. Barely. Hopefully he comes back or not. I don't know what they're gonna do, but for now he's a free agent. Possibly he may or may not come back, but we'll see. Overall, I gave this entire draft an A actually. Because for what little picks we had, what very little we had, we got the most out of it. Even according to this graph, we had the more value in less picks really out of anyone in this entire draft. So I'll take it. And plus, it's another building step to to getting back to Lombardi greatness. And yeah, that's practically. I don't really have that much opinions. Then after, only time will tell when I see him. This fall when I see him on the field or in during the preseason, really, I gotta see more from them before I can fully, give my full-on details about these guys. It's all potential and on paper until we actually see it on film and actually on TV and every Sunday, week in and week out. It's only a matter of then. Anyways, I'll head on now. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. YTC out. Go Big Blue.